Hey everybody, it's Eric with Low VA Rates. I'm doing this on my own today because we either have some employees in our marketing and technology department working from home, or because interest rates, in light of what's happened over the weekend with the Federal Reserve, have created such a buzz and such a stir that, look, everyone's deployed at this point, right? We've got people on the phones, people closing loans, we've got people working from home because they're afraid. Listen, we're going to look back one day at toilet paper and at hand sanitizer and all the stuff that's going on, and we're going to have all sorts of memories about what's happening. What I'm trying to do today, I had a video last week that was very, very similar to this. I want to talk to you about the Federal Reserve's emergency rate cut to zero, right? They cut interest rates all the way down to zero over the weekend in what some are calling an unprecedented move, and many others are saying it's not even enough. They're going to have to do more. But this is short and to the point. Hopefully it's not another minute long. How did that Fed rate cut, similar to the one that they did just 2 weeks ago, how did it affect interest rates and what does it mean to you? Number one, if you've just done a refinance or you're in processing and you're already locked in, it doesn't affect you at all, okay? Because if you just refinanced in the last couple of weeks or months, then you need to just hold tight and wait and see what the long-term ramifications of this interest rate cut are, because you've already got a great interest rate, and interest rates are not much lower. If for some people, they're not even any lower, so you're good. Now, if you're currently in processing and locked, you're good, because interest rates have not gotten better. That's what I want to focus on right now. My phone started blowing up Sunday evening right after the Fed cut those rates. I had consumers, I had employees, I had family members just lighting up my phone. And of course, we use technology, so the apps were all ringing and notifications. Everybody wants to know, hey, I saw the Fed just cut rates. What does that do to my interest rate? You can quote me on this. You can take this to the bank, but go to Google, go to Yahoo, go to whatever search engine you want, and just type in, how does a Fed rate cut affect mortgage rates? Here's what you're going to find, and you can report back to me on our YouTube comments if you disagree. It has no direct influence or correlation on mortgage rates. Okay, it has no direct influence. So just because the Fed rate went to zero doesn't mean interest rates on mortgages are going to zero. But it does have an indirect impact or influence. But let me tell you what it did this time. And what I mean by that is the lower the Fed rate goes, the lower mortgage rates go. Okay, that's true. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're misleading you. But it's not instant. And there are situations, we just saw this last week, where even though the Fed cuts rates, mortgage rates go up. And so that's what I'm here to tell anyone that's waiting for lower interest rates. You need to understand, we just got news today from some market makers. I don't want to name these lenders, but big lenders that you guys would know that are all over the world, all over the country, some of them all over the world, are hiking their interest rates to slow down the influx of mortgage applications. Okay, banks can do that. Just because the Fed is lending rates cheaper to the banks do not have to turn around and give that back to the consumer in the form of lower mortgage rates. So right now, the best thing you can do is close those loans that you already have locked in. Now, where do I think we're going to be 3, 6, 9, 12, even 24 months from now? I do think interest rates, what this Fed rate cut did, is what it's supposed to do if it works out the way everybody wanted it to, the way the Fed wanted it to, it should keep interest rates low for the foreseeable future. I think we're going to see interest rates down here in the low 3s or super high 2s for the next 18 to 24 months, maybe even longer. The Fed wants to wait until this coronavirus is passed, the stock market comes back, people start getting back to work, and once all the dust has settled, maybe then you'll see rates creep up. But interest rates on mortgages do not have much further down to go. Many people don't think they'll go any further. Okay, so if you want to gamble and you want to take a risk, feel free, but I would not suggest doing that. I would lock in at these rates if you're not locked in. I would get on your way to lower payments and lower interest rates. And look, if things get way, way worse and the Fed has to do more at the end of the summer or even into the close of the year, the sooner you close your current loan, the more likely you are, if rates go lower, to be able to do something again in the future. But waiting right now would be a big mistake in my opinion. Thanks for watching.